Julianne, we want to keep our horses happy and healthy, don't we? All of us. Yeah. But as the horses get older, is there anything that we can do to help their mentality, maintain their mental health?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, it depends. In the summer, obviously, they're out grazing and they're much, much happier. Most of them. Obviously, a lot of competition horses have had a stabled life continuously. So it's really, every horse is individual. But if you have the average horse, say, yeah, you can, in the winter, you've got things like you've got play balls to do, spend a lot of time with them. You know, you can hide carrots in the bedding, things like that, just to keep their mind stimulated. So, yeah, a lot of grooming is really good for them as well. So keep them pampered as if you were showing them all season. And that really does go a long way, making them feel good about themselves. I know it sounds a bit crazy.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
You know what I mean? A lot of care and attention does go a long way with them.
And I bet all of you guys do that. Which of you guys turn your horses out? Everybody. That's cool. So, Lucy, how often do you turn out?
I try and turn out every single day. Obviously, weather permitting. If it's like really gale force wind or anything and we got a lot of rain and it's uncomfortable, I keep them in then by day.
And it's talking about horses socialising. Socialising is a really important element of it as well. Important. Do you guys turn out, Charlotte, do you turn your horse out with anybody else?
She was with my other mare until Monday, but she's got neighbours, so she's quite happy.
Okay. Yeah, so neighbours on either side? Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. Izzy, sorry.
Yes, it's Izzy.
Izzy, do you turn out?
Yeah, we've got quite a lucky setup, to be fair, because he's got a double-sided stable which opens up to the field. So
oh my god, amazing!
In and out, and so he's never just shut in, which I think really helps with his, well, just keeping his joints supple really, with him being 24. So it's kind of ideal, and he's got my sister's horse as a neighbour, so he's really happy.
And talking about keeping joints supple, exercise. You know, keeping a varied workload is really important, isn't it?
It is. The most important thing, though, is keeping the legs warm. And all my veterans, bar the Shetlands, come in at night in the winter, and they're all bandaged. Heavy feathers, maybe not, but when you've got sort of the normal, if you say, you know, just a general carb or, you know, a crossbreed thoroughbred, they're all bandaged all the way round. So the gamge is over the knee and over the fetlock, but you're only bandaging the cannon bone.
Okay.
So the gamge is keeping all the joints warm, and that is the biggest one that I use for the joints.
Oh, good to know. So do you guys bandage at all? Emma, I'm going to talk to Emma because you're at the end of it. So would you ever consider bandaging?
Yeah, I mean, Spirit has got feather anyway, but I definitely would. I do actually have a 31-year-old at home as well. So, I definitely would with her, because when she is left in the stable for a long time, over winter kind of thing, you can then get a little bit of fluid build up, and I feel like, just to keep that extra warmth on her, would probably be pretty good.
Yeah, and keeping those joints supple and all that, again, going back to what we were saying about varied workload, Lacey, when it comes to workload, what do you do with your horse?
I do a lot of hacking. I'm very lucky to have off-road hacking. I don't need to go on the roads. Dry hacking as well, so I find a lot of walking, constantly out. I tend to work him maybe 4 times a week, but he goes out obviously every day, so to keep him walking. There's also a bit of lunging as well. Keep him supple, but I found hacking works quite well for him.
And Meg, so that's four days work. How often do you work your horse?
I'll be completely honest, I'm at uni at the minute, so I've been very lucky that my best friend and my parents have been riding Harry for me. And that's
so you've been having a wild time at uni, basically.
Having a great time, enjoying winter as I should be. But Harry gets worked about 6 times a week, and then 1 day off to rest and just be a horse, really. Okay,
so that's 6. We have one horse being worked 6 days a week, one horse worked 4 days a week. What's ideal for our veterans?
And it's up to the horse. It's up to the individual horse. Some horses, my coloured, can go out once a week and be the same. Not as fit, obviously, but he does keep himself extraordinarily fit. And hill work is really important for them as well. So if you can turn them out on hills, that really helps naturally build their muscle up. So more natural is better for a veteran. But obviously the work, if they're working 6 days a week, that's brilliant. 2 days, whatever people can fit into the day, if you like, into their 24 hours, so it's not, you've got to ride them every day. It's just 5 days, 4 days is absolutely fine, or 6 or 7. I mean, 7's a bit extreme for them. Yeah. But, I would say whatever suits your veteran.
And what about you, Becky? What do you do workload-wise with your horse?
Oh, well, it depends. I have to work it around work, and there's well, we have 3 veterans on the yard, but 2 of them are in work, so I have to alternate between Quinn and Sligo quite a lot, although Sligo is off work at the moment, so Quinn's getting all the attention, but it's generally 4 times a week. But we're really lucky because we're on a dairy farm, so Quinn and Sligo have a whole stall, so they walk, that's where they're stabled, so they've got loads of room to walk around when they're not turned out, but if they're turned out they obviously have a field, and we have a lot of hills so we constantly making them walk up and down hills.
So I know that there's going to be people that are going to be shouting at the screen, well, I don't have any hills. What can people do as a substitute for hills?
I knew you could ask me this. You can, I mean, obviously the riding side of it builds the muscle up, so you can do work with, you know, it's different, like you've got bands that you can use, things like that. I mean, nothing too extreme for some veterans, so I tend to look more at the older aspect of it. But again, the stretch work, it's riding. If you can't ride them, it's, you know, lunge riding. Anything really you can do to help build the muscle up. But again, ideally it's hills. But if you haven't, I mean, some people go to solariums, they go to, you know, where they treadmill or watermill, things like that. That's really good.
Yeah, the water treadmills are brilliant, aren't they?
Yeah, they're really good for them. But again, it's what people can afford, you know, and what time you've got to give them that attention. So it was all taken into account, really. But if you can get hills, that's the one.
Well, that was absolutely fantastic. I'm definitely going to go and stock up my bandages and my gamgees and get using those at night. And it's always great to have loads of tips and advice and help off everybody.
So we're coming to the end of the programme, and there is a topic that kind of needs to be discussed, which is when the time is right to, you know, end of life. What are your thoughts on it?
I think I've always been quite fortunate in the way that I think the horse often tells you. I think they can help you to make that decision.
I'm exactly, in the situations that I've been in, like exactly the same.
And I think you know, don't you, deep down inside. But then the next decision is how to do that, which I think is equally as difficult.
I suppose the biggest problem with it is making the decision, isn't it? And we're all quite selfish because we want to keep them with us, and they, you know, and you've got to make sure that the horse is comfortable.
Yeah.
And it's what has been great about what we've done today. We've been talking to professionals about what, you know, how to look after them, and there is help out there to get advice about the best thing to do.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, like we've just been saying, it's knowing your horse, isn't it? And it's seeing a horse and knowing all the tools to check that it's healthy and it's happy and its mental health is right. And then you're going to have a happier horse, which at the end of the day is what you want.
And with that, you know, like what we've been doing the fat scoring, we've been talking about nutrition and exercises to do and having a happy horse. And if you keep on top of all of that, then you will start to know when your horse is beginning to decline, won't you?
Yeah. At the end of the day, the decision has to be yours, really.
Yeah. And it's a really tough call.
Yeah.
It's a really tough call, but you know, I kind of feel like horses are so good to us. I was thinking it today, actually, watching them all working, and they're just such wonderful, wonderful creatures, and they do so much for us. We really owe it to them to make the right decision.
And that is the value of a veteran who will share the journey with you, but you've probably got to hold each other's hand a little bit more, because it's their time to start to wind down, but they still want to keep going, and as long as they want to keep going, you've got to go with them.
Yeah, definitely. Good shout. We've come to the end of our day here at Solihull Riding Club. Becky, have you had a good day?
We have had the best time, and we have learnt so much, and I think most importantly, it really shows that there's so much life left in veterans, and there's so much you can do with them.
And Julianne, thank you so much for being our expert today.
It's a pleasure.
What would be the 3 points that you think everyone should take away from this series?
I think obviously feeding and nutrition is hugely important. I think your exercises were brilliant. Watching the
Thanks very much.
Watching the leg yielding and the way the veterans were listening to their riders. And I think it just take away that the veteran world is a very friendly and lovely world. And hopefully this will encourage other veteran owners to start riding more or join a society like the Veteran Horse Society to come together as a group of people and have a fantastic time.
It's all about the fun, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah. It's not all seriousness. It is good fun. Today's been wonderful, and they're just beautiful horses. They really are.
Good team.
Good team.
So you have 3 brilliant points. Thank you very much. Okay. And thank you so much to all our riders for coming along. I hope you've gained something from that. I know I have.
And yes, we hope that you at home have all gained some great facts and information from this series. But from all of us here at Solihull Riding Club, it is goodbye.